Hey, this is Rich from HouseBarons.com. My brother Dave and I renovate houses, and today we're going to show you how to install a dimmer switch. If you're new to our channel, consider subscribing because we want to show you how to do a job yourself so you can save a ton of money. All right, so I'm working with Dave's son Caleb today, and there's his dog Avi, and we are in the theater room of a lake house that we're renovating, and this is a really cool room. We're up here about a week ago watching the NCAA tournament, and we noticed that we didn't have a lot of options for our lighting because we didn't have dimmer switches. So it was either really bright or really dark. And so we felt adding dimmer switches would give us a lot more lighting options up here. All right, so the first step is to go to your breaker box and turn the circuit off by flipping the switch. So you can see there they're on, and now it's off. Okay, here's some of the tools that we're going to use for this job. Just got a screwdriver. This is a voltmeter, and it just helps you, even though you've already turned it off at the breaker, you can check it before you actually start putting your hands in there to make sure you're not going to get zapped. We're Amazon affiliates, and we'll put our link in the description below for that. This is just a needle nose pliers. This is an impact driver, and these are our dimmer switches, and we'll also put links to those.
Some of these just have screws in them. This panel is a snap-on, so you just pop it off, and then now we got to remove this panel.
These are the two switches we're going to be replacing, and we're going to take out just these ordinary switches, and we're going to put dimmers here and here. So we're going to use our voltmeter to make sure that the power is truly off. If that was glowing red, then see, it's just intermittent flashing red, which means there's no power going there. So now we feel very comfortable that the power is truly off. So we're going to be removing these old switches. Those just have two screws, one at the top and one at the bottom. You pull it out, and this all looks real intimidating in here, but basically you're just going to disconnect the old switches and then reconnect the new switches exactly in the same order as they were. Okay, so this is our new switch here, and this green wire coming out is a ground wire. And so we're just going to be disconnecting these two wires off our old switch, and we'll be putting them exactly on the new switch here. And then we're going to need to connect this ground wire up here to where all those grounds are. Just make sure to keep your wires how they were before. You don't want to get them backwards. So he's bending that wire up because that was the top wire, and bending this one down because that was the bottom wire. And now we'll just connect the dimmer switch with that same configuration.
Needle nose.
That wire just bends around the screw, and then you have to tighten the screw back to get a good connection. And then do this. He'll be doing the same with the bottom wire. And he's using the needle nose pliers to get the wire in position properly. And that needs to be tightened so it's quite secure. Now all that remains with this first dimmer is just to get this ground wire in with all the other ground wires. Sometimes they don't leave you a lot of extra wire to work with, which is definitely this case. So it makes it quite tricky. And then you gotta get an extra wire in there with all the other ones.
I guess I'll wait till I've got the other ground as well.
Okay. All right, so now we've got the second dimmer switch on there and it's all connected up. So we did it just the same way we did the first one. And now all that's left is to connect those ground wires together. And so there was one coming from each of the dimmer switches, which are those two green wires. And they're going to go in with all those bare wires, those bare copper wires. And they'll all be connected together. Basically just put them in that cap and you just twist, and you have to make sure every one of them is securely in there, so you can just kind of pull on the wires once you have it all twisted, and you know, just kind of making sure that you've got a good connection there, and it all looks good. So now one of the tricky things of electric is just trying to stuff everything back into the box. And then you just have to put the retaining screws back in for each switch. All right, once those are all secured, then we just have to put the switch plate cover back on. Yeah, sometimes at this point, you need to move the switches right or left by just unscrewing them and moving them over so that you can get the switch plate cover back on correctly. So this dimmer has these little tabs on the side, and they were preventing us from being able to get the switch plate cover back on. So we're breaking those tabs off so that we can get the cover back on. If you have any questions or comments about any part of this video, just leave them in the comment section below and we will reply to that as soon as we can. Also, if you're getting anything out of this video, if you could hit the like button, that helps out our channel. All right, so that definitely made a difference to break off those tabs, and now it fits on nicely. So now we're going to put the switch plate cover on. Now, this type just snaps right in there. And now you can see, here's our little new dimmers right there that control the dimmer. So now we're going to turn the power back on and give it a shot. Okay, so I put the power on. Now you're going to dim, and we'll see how it does. Hey, look at that. Perfect. So that's really cool because now, you know, we'll be able to control completely. So here's going to be all of them getting dimmed together in both sets. Yeah, and that's just really wonderful for this room at night to control the lighting like this. I think people are really going to enjoy it. All right, so this is the dimmer that we bought, and up here you can see that it says it works with dimmable LEDs and CFLs, halogens, and incandescents. So the other part of it is you're going to have to get light bulbs that are also dimmable. So you can see right there, those say dimmable. And so it does mean that you're going to have to switch out all your other bulbs so that you can have dimmable lights, and that's really important. Otherwise it's not going to work. All right, well, you can see how easy it is to go ahead and install dimmers. It's a job that you can definitely do yourself, and you're going to feel really happy about it the next time you have a big group over and you can say, hey man, I'm going to go over and dim my lights. So it looks like Avi's ready to watch a show. I guess we just need some popcorn. Don't forget to subscribe because we have a lot of home improvement videos on the way. And be sure to check out this video.